Hey everyone, I'm back with another video, and this is going to be in response to my last video where I asked you guys if you wanted to see how I set up my agency and how I scaled to 6 figures. Now, I already know you're going to enjoy this video, so you could just go ahead and like it and subscribe if you haven't. A lot of you are actually watching my videos, but you haven't subscribed. I'm not too sure what's going on with that. I'll let it go. But without wasting any more time, let's get straight into it. All right, let's trace back to what initially got me into marketing. So funny enough, I actually started with YouTube about 10 years ago or so, and I was actually doing really well. I had about 10,000 subs, built a strong channel, was making really good money selling my designs. I was a graphics artist doing YouTube channel backgrounds for different YouTubers. Shout out to those of you who remember when you could actually customize your entire channel. And I was also doing some big intros and edits for everyone else. I got really good at it. I was able to build a pretty high-end computer to get my work done better and faster. And then about 3 years later, my computer completely craps the bed and I lose access to my channel. Now, let's just say it was a hard transition from there, but nonetheless, life went on. I went to college, did absolutely nothing with my degree, did a bunch of other work along the lines, and then I started drop shipping. And this is kind of what changed everything for me. Not drop shipping itself, I actually horribly failed at that. But from there came the discovery of digital marketing. So I had learned a lot about Facebook ads, growing social media accounts, building websites throughout my entire dropshipping endeavor. And then finally came across a course that taught me everything that I needed to know about starting up my own agency, how to get clients, delivering results. Shout out to my man, Iman Gadzi, for that course. So from there, I mastered everything that I needed and the hunt was on. So getting my first client wasn't overly difficult. I'd actually gotten into a car accident in my friend's car, had to go to a chiropractor, and I ended up actually becoming good friends with the owner of the clinic and landed him as my first client. Now, I'm not gonna lie, my results were mediocre, but that's not the point when you're starting off. In marketing, experience is king. If you spend all your time learning theory, you're gonna fall very, very behind. So I recommend trying, and then trying again. And most importantly, expect to fail. Although my marketing agency has literally changed my life, giving me every freedom possible, allowed me to buy the car of my dreams, live where I wanna live, it has straight up been the most difficult, daunting, and roller coaster experience of friggin' emotions in my life. The inconsistency with marketing agency is so high, you need to be prepared for anything. And all I'm saying is be prepared to fail. Don't let it get to you. There is a pot of gold at the end, but it comes with pain. Now, I honestly look forward to failing. I legit failed so many times that I'm almost immune to the negative aspects revolving it all. And I can't say I'm upset about it. Now, moving on, I ended up accumulating more clients as I went and dedicated the first year to delivering results and doing all the work by myself. Now, this forced me to become as proficient as possible in every aspect of my business. After my 1 year mark, I decided to partner with a friend who owned a local supplement store, and I gave him 50-50 share of my business. I wasn't making a ridiculous amount of money at the time, probably like $4,000 a month or so, but when you split it in two, it starts to get really hard. Now at this point, my goal to get $10,000 a month got twice as hard, but I figured partnering with someone who's already created a 6-figure business should definitely help and accelerate that process. Well, I was wrong. I'm gonna tell you something and let it stick. If you're new and inexperienced at a business, don't give up half your income to someone else who is just as new and inexperienced. Now you have two dummies fighting for a few clients, and retention is always the hardest thing in business. So we tried it out, and about 8 to 9 months later, I had to cut him off. He'd only actually brought on one client throughout the entire period, wasn't really ever able to make it to any client meetings, wasn't proficient in any of the majority of the work that needed to be done, and I ended up having to do most of it all the time anyway, and still only took home half the income. Now, I'm not trying to bash him whatsoever. Overall, it just didn't work out for its own reasons, and it was a great experience, and I learned from my mistakes. Then I applied new methods, and that's where things kind of got really fun. So I've always known about Upwork as a great platform to hire cheap workers, but I never tested it out. So finally, with one of my clients that I was managing, I hired a Facebook specialist and someone for Instagram growth and management. Within the first month, I saw amazing results on both platforms, and then analyzing the fact that I'd only paid about $350 for both those services, while I was charging about $1,500 for the client, is when my business really took off. So I hired them on for all my other clients and all the future ones that I was taking on, but then something else happened. Now, the results that I got from my first client were not the same for the other clients. This is because I didn't dial down on a niche. And because of that, my team was not able to replicate the results every time. So I had to go in and test more teams And yes, I did burn through a lot of clients. They're not gonna stick around and pay you for too much longer while you figure out which of the workers can and can't do the job right. But over time, and after quite a bit spent, I got my dream team. So currently I have teams that are specializing in different niches to run Facebook ads, a team to grow and manage Instagram accounts, website developers, coders, graphics artists, funnel creators, and virtual assistants to manage the crews. Now, all this was great, but it came with one small problem: overhead. Now, between having to pay all my employees at once, I also had a ton of different programs with all hefty monthly bills. So even though I was making tons of money, tons was being dished right back into the business. This started to look like those dropshipping gurus where everyone's flashing their $30,000 a month of sales, but only like a 6% profit margin after all costs. And I didn't like that. Something needed to change. So I decided to specialize in a niche. This way I could dial down a team who would deliver consistent results, and in turn I could charge more per client because I'm specialized in that industry. Now, I decided to master the dealership niche, and once I did that, everything started to become a lot more feasible. The entire business had a more profitable structure. I managed to find a team that could run the Facebook ads, bring in hundreds of leads every single day, manage the Instagram posts and create them for me, optimize all the accounts daily, and then all of that for under $500. Now, the reason that I picked the dealership niche is because their margins and overall sales are huge. Dealers make between $1,000 and $4,000 a sale plus on a used car. So how much more could you charge if you were selling about 10 to 20 cars a month for them? Now, once I was able to claim myself a specialized marketer for auto sales, it really was quite easy to close clients. And I was actually finally profiting from each of those. So now this kind of leads us to our current standpoint. So now I've been running my marketing agency for a little over 3 years, and honestly, it has been great. But I'm looking forward to moving into the next part of my life. Now, due to this illness, my business took a bit of a loss, and I did lose some clients, and it made me really think about whether I should try and hustle and get them back or move on to something else. Now, I'm no longer really as passionate as I once was, so why would I waste my time now for money that's so easily accessible in many other avenues? I ended up actually dropping most of my annoying clients amongst the ones that dropped off due to their businesses coming to a bit of a halt. And now I'm kind of hanging on to a handful of clients that pretty much pay my bills and then leave me with some money to figure out what's next. So as you could tell, I have been recently uploading videos to my channel and growing my subscriber base, taking this YouTube thing relatively seriously. I did recently move, and it was a big process, so I took a few weeks off, but now I'm back full force. But basically, I did get my original account back and lost about 5,000 subscribers or so over a 7-year period where I didn't post, but at least I have the account and it's a good standing. And now I've completely dedicated myself to serving you guys with the highest quality videos I could possibly make and teach you guys every trick and lesson that I've learned along the way. Now, I have quite a lot of videos in queue to make. I'll be teaching you guys the absolute best ways to source your clients for an agency, how to get 20 to 30 calls a day to your business with people wanting to work with you, how to make professional videos for your clients without spending hundreds of dollars, methods to pick up clients literally the same day you set them up, and so much more. I could and should be charging for all this, and maybe I will at some point, but for now, I recommend that you guys just subscribe and stick around for all the free stuff. If I do end up charging at some point, it'll only cost you a few coffees, so don't even worry about it. But since you guys know a little bit about my come up, a little bit about who I am, I think it's time for some real value. So let's get into some tips and free material to help you guys on this endeavor. All right, so now the first thing, knowledge is power. In reality, the more you learn, the more you earn. And I've committed myself for years to try and do at least one new course a month, to continue adding to my database of knowledge, to sharpen my craft in whatever I do. But the reality is that some of these gurus on YouTube are charging way too damn much, so that would become an expensive hobby fast. So I'm going to expose you guys to an extremely well hidden secret of a site where you can get any well-known course on the internet for basically free. So let's get into that. All right, welcome to GetWSO. I'm not entirely sure what it stands for, but it is the greatest site ever invented. Maybe my course will be on here one day, who knows? But the site is membership based, but it's extremely cheap. I think somewhere along the lines of $23 a month or something. I just paid $100 a month and got lifetime access, and I think it is well worth it. I do wish they had an affiliate program or something like this, but there's nothing, so I'll just leave a link down below for you guys. But as you can see, there are tons of different courses across every niche imaginable, including pretty much every YouTuber selling their course. Honestly, no one in their right mind would share this, but screw everyone. I don't hold anything in life as high as I do knowledge, and it shouldn't come with such a price tag. Abuse this site and learn as much as you possibly can, and then let me know if this helped you later on. Okay, now moving on to the next piece of value I'm gonna leave you guys with. As mentioned, one of the hardest things about agencies are retention. It's freaking hard to keep a client on unless you're providing killer results. You're always gonna have to be on eggshells. So I'm gonna leave you guys with my client retention cheat sheet. This is pretty much gonna guarantee a long-term relationship, assuming you're not completely bombing results with them. I've actually left a link in the bio so you guys can make your own copy and keep it for reference. I've used this on all my clients and it's worked absolute wonders. All right, now I'd like to keep going because I got a ton of information to show you, but I'm wanting to create a series where I'm gonna be able to teach you guys all that I know, but in a little bit more organized fashion. I promise it'll be worthwhile, so make sure you guys remember to come back. If you guys felt this was of any value, please do give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below with your thoughts. I want nothing more than to help you guys out, and that's why I'm here, putting all this time to give you guys the help that I honestly never got and had to learn on my own. So take it all in, make the decision. You don't have to start a marketing agency. You can do anything, but stop waiting, stop pondering, and just do it now. You now have access to every professional course out there, and you literally have no excuse. So with that said, this concludes the video, and as usual, if you made it to the end, you're a freaking MVP. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.